quarterbacks used to come in like a single size. Well, not really. Well, quarterbacks used to come in all shapes and sizes. Let's say that. But now I feel like we've found our way towards a certain build when we're looking at quarterbacks. And don't get me wrong, I mean, you got some guys who are shorter, you got guys who are taller, but when you look at those shorter quarterbacks, you get guys like maybe Lamar Jackson. He's a bit on the shorter side, but he's mobile, he's quick. You know, that's what you want out of those shorter quarterbacks. You know, Baker Mayfield is another guy, Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson now going into the league with the Jets, but you got a certain build for quarterbacks. But when you get those taller guys, you know, your Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, those taller guys, you know, Josh Allen, you expect them to have that strong arm ability. And one thing that's weird about this quarterback here, Justin Fields, you know, former Georgia prospect, you know what I mean? Georgia fan here, Justin Fields, Georgia prospect, Ohio State, whatever. Is that he has that height. He's 6'3", and he's also mobile, and he has an insane arm. When you look at a prototype quarterback, Justin Fields is exactly that. And where I'm going with this is when I say quarterbacks come in all shapes and sizes, I think the perfect build for a quarterback is Justin Fields, 6'3". Athletic with his legs. I'm talking an amazing arm, accuracy on all fronts. I would like to see him clear some butterflies a bit, make some crazier throws, because I know he can do it. But obviously it's going to come with chemistry and, you know, getting with that team. And I've already seen him do some stuff in the NFL that I feel like he's gotten a lot more comfortable throwing the ball, because in college football, it really felt when there was tough defense, it kind of felt like he was, you know, he had hit like had some butterflies to throw the ball. So I've seen him he's making some crazy throws right now on a dime. Justin Fields, man, the Bears. I said this last year when the Bears, you know, ultimately didn't fare too well. I said that the Bears were a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl team, and the Bears now have Justin Fields, and apparently quarterback one, Andy Dalton. I'll let you guys, you know, go after that or whatever. But Justin Fields and Andy Dalton have been battling for the starting quarterback position. And obviously Justin Fields just brings that fresh air, that new feel that I feel like the Bears fans have been searching for so long. Because don't get me wrong, they traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky, and that was possibly the biggest L of all time, where we're talking about reaching for a quarterback. Where was Mitchell Trubisky drafted? Second overall? Was it second or fourth? Embarrassing. It's pretty bad. Mitchell Trubisky did not fare well at all. Kind of scared. Accuracy was terrible, and it really held the Bears back. And I think if the Bears had a quarterback in these last 3 or 4 years, they would literally be probably kind of like the San Francisco 49ers. Like, they have a great defensive talent all over the field. They've got offensive players with Allen Robinson. You know, they got running backs. You know, they've got a stacked team. They've got a stacked roster. They got Roquan Smith in the middle of the field, you know, former Georgia boy, but they were missing something around this team. And the one thing, Darnell Mooney I don't want to skip him, because honestly he's one of the more underrated wide receivers in the league, and a lot of the times he can get open, but he's just overthrown. And I think with a good quarterback, he could kind of become like a Deontay Johnson, you know, in that Steelers system. You know, he's so shifty, you know, that he can get open, and once he gets open, he catches the ball. He's so dangerous in the open field, and that's exactly what Darnell Mooney reminds me of. And they got to feed him, and I need to see the Bears feed him, because that guy could be a 1,000-yard receiver, and I know he wants to get paid, so, you know, he's gonna keep putting in that effort. But I'm telling you right now, for these last 5 years, if the Bears had a quarterback, we would have seen them make at least 2 Super Bowl appearances. Okay, and I know that might sound crazy to people who aren't Bears fans, but if you've been watching this team, like I said, their defense is outstanding on all fronts. Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, they got some crazy talent on that defense. Then you go to the offense, they got great wide receivers, they got great players all around. And the only problem is that their defense can do all this and all that, but their offense wasn't putting up enough points to win. And it sucks to say that their defense being great really won't matter, because I feel like the defense, the way that people view football has changed now. Like, it's changed in a way to where defense isn't really winning championships anymore. It's an offense. You know, defense can win you games in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs and you're playing the best offenses in the league, it's not going to help you win. You know, when you're playing Seattle, I don't know. Seattle's kind of, yeah, you know what I mean. But you're playing Tampa Bay. They've got this crazy ability to put up. 30 points, but also hold you to 10. You know, it's like, it's, you know, you got to have an offense that can outscore any defense in the league, and it's you got to have an offense that can outscore any offense in the league. And the Bears with Justin Fields have that ability. Deep throws are not going to be a problem anymore with a guy like Justin Fields. One of the more accurate quarterbacks. I think he can. I've seen him throw like a 60-yard airtime pass on the money to Mecole Hardman back in them Georgia days. So I know he can do it. I've seen him throw darts to Chris Olave in big games and big situations. So, like I said, man, I know it's something he can do. And, you know, he's been a guy with a chip on his shoulder since he started playing college, you know, not being the number one quarterback, you know, even with his build and his abilities, you know, not being over Trevor Lawrence and, you know, having to leave his first committed school, being, you know, Jake Fromm being picked over him. But Justin Fields has definitely found a home in Chicago. I think he was the biggest steal in the draft. When we talk about value in the pick, Justin Fields at number 10 is a big W for the Bears because they've been looking for that answer. We made a video on the channel where we ranked every quarterback. I don't remember where we put Justin Fields, but I know for sure I said, look, wherever Justin Fields goes, because I knew he wouldn't go top 5. He's going to be a franchise star because he's going to go to a team that already has some talent. And the Bears have talent. The Bears are missing one thing, and that's a quarterback. And now that they have that, there is no excuse for the Bears to not be a dominant team. 10, 11 wins this year for the Bears. That's simple. That's easy. That's something I know they can do. Justin Fields is about to bring some crazy abilities to their offense. You know, his preseason performances have been so good so far. He struggled a bit against the Bills. He didn't look too crazy. It was really Andy Dalton and Justin Fields playing. He had some great rushing yards. He really showed off that ability. He got popped against the Dolphins. That's a scary sight. I think that was his welcome to the NFL moment, even though it was very much illegal. That I think it was the guy trying to send a message for some random reason that I don't know, maybe he's hating, you know. You guys know how it is, man. Guys see rookies, top tier rookies, they got to be the guy to put the first hit on them. You know, they want to steal their confidence or snatch their mojo. So maybe that's what that was. It was super illegal hit, uncalled for, and he got flagged and whatnot. He probably won't even make the team. I don't know who did the hit, but it's probably one of those preseason guys who aren't going to make the team. So they got to try to find a way to get themselves on Sports Center before they get cut in a week. But back to the Andy Dalton situation. Andy Dalton said, he said in a quote, he said, Justin Fields is that guy, but right now it's my time. I don't really agree with that statement. I don't think it is Andy Dalton's time. You put Andy Dalton as your starting quarterback, you're going to miss the playoffs. I'm going to say that one more time. If Andy Dalton is the Bears starting quarterback, they will miss the playoffs. No, don't get me wrong. Even if he starts the season off, which I think wouldn't be a bad thing, Justin Fields will play by week 3. Andy Dalton is just not that guy. To be honest, he might not ever have been, with a guy named AJ Green carrying him, you know, across the finish line. So he had a pretty good game against the Bills. He did play great through a pick. He played better than Justin Fields, in my opinion. But you know, to make my point clear, like I'm saying, he's still not that guy. I don't think he's that guy. Mitchell Trubisky put up a show against the Bears, which is ironic because it looks like he's like, oh, I don't play for the Bears now, I might actually start trying. But it's pointless to do that in Buffalo, considering he won't start. You know, they got a GOAT already on the team, so too late for him. I don't know why I don't know why Buffalo's the spot for him, but he definitely needs to get out of there and go to a team where he has a shot at actually playing. But yeah, man, I love Justin Fields, man. I think he's gonna do some special things in the league. He might have the best career out of all the quarterbacks that were picked in the first round last year. All the rookie quarterbacks. You got Kyle Trask. We'll throw him in there. Trask, not Trash. I keep saying, it sounds like I'm saying trash, but it's Trask. Don't want to disrespect those Buccaneers fans coming off that Super Bowl. They'll talk talk more smack than you could. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, I'm expecting big things from this Bears team. 12 wins for this team, man. They're not losing much. Like I said, man, their defense is incredible. They got some talent on offense. Allen Robinson's still underrated. He's been waiting to have a quarterback. He has one now in Justin Fields. Even when no one's open, Justin Fields can run. This guy's probably, I mean, to be honest with you, I think Justin Fields could win Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I'm being completely honest, not biased. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I kind of dislike Justin Fields for the way he did leave UGA, but just not being biased, this guy looks like an Offensive Rookie of the Year. Because like I said, I mean, Trevor Lawrence has already been announced as a starter. I'm sure Zach Wilson will be announced as a starter. There's some other guys that'll be announced as a starter. Andy Dalton will probably get the nod just because he's the veteran. They want Justin Fields to kind of get some bird's eye view and kind of learn a bit in a real game. But like I said, by week 3, Justin Fields is going to be a starting quarterback in Chicago because Andy Dalton is not that guy. If Andy Dalton is your starting quarterback, you will miss the playoffs. So it's going to be exciting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, Brad, what I said in the beginning of the video about the prototype typical quarterbacks, tell me your typical quarterback build. What do you think a quarterback should have? What are the perfect quarterback abilities? Give me his height, his strengths, his weaknesses, because every quarterback probably has some weaknesses, or just don't know weaknesses, but tell me what his 3 strengths are. And just go ahead and comment that down in the comments, and make sure you guys subscribe today to become a junkie. This has been Kid. Till next time, guys. See you soon.